This is for the men and women that are in their 60s and dating, and why I think it's easier than dating when you were in your 40s and when I was in my 40s. And I think the biggest thing, and certainly for me, and I imagine other people, is that I am now in this point in my life where I'm definitely finished proving myself. And I know that sounds really odd, but I think about it in our 40s and our 50s, if we are in our careers, it's the height of our career growth. Your 40s and your 50s is when you've climbed up the ladder, you're moving into things you like, you're reinventing yourself. So if it's a career focused in your 40s, you're focused on your career. If you've been already married and have kids, you probably have been focused on your kids and trying to keep your relationship together, or you wouldn't be dating again in your 60s. But I do think it's just, there's something about being settled within myself. Having gone through my ups and downs, having looked at my life thinking that this is what it's going to be. I'm going to graduate college, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get a career. At some point I'm going to have married and I'm going to have kids and I'm going to buy a house. And then, my favorite saying, man plans, God laughs. And you're like, our lives change. They constantly change. And for me, in my 40s, I wasn't married. I was highly evolved in my career. I was moving from Northern California to Southern California, kind of following my career around. And I didn't really have the time for relationships. I know that sounds crazy. And again, whether it's you're married and you had kids, you didn't have time. If you're in your career, you don't have time. And I think it's really good for all of us to go, I know for me in my 60s, like I'm at this point of what is really important. So I've slowed down. I'm looking more for, consistency and honesty. Whereas I think in my 40s, I wasn't married. I was looking to get married. I was looking to be in a relationship. It was like, oh my God, the clock's ticking. I'm in my 40s and I'm not married. Whereas now everything's different. Like my whole focus is different. My life purpose is different. And I think the question that is helpful to either ask yourself, or certainly questions I've asked myself, is what makes me happy? What really makes me happy? And do I have a vision to go towards that? And what's crazy is, my life in the past 5 years has just completely changed. And some of it's uncomfortable because I'm a doer and a performer, but I can look at it now, and this whole dating men and being in a relationship is so much easier. It's so much smoother because the truth is I am so much more grounded, and that's key.